Sound out of here.
Can you turn him up now?
You are now officially tuned.
Can you hear? Okay.
Perfect.
We are live.
YouTube.
TubeUbe.
YouTube, listen, I remember when you didn't have commercials. I'm a little ticked off these days. It's frustrating.
The views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the host and guests and do not necessarily reflect the views of Urban One Incorporated, Radio One, or any of its subsidiary companies.
This program has been paid for by my silly lawyer. Good morning. Court Radio is now in session. Call 215-227-2727 when you've got a legal question. Answers. This is Court Radio. And now here's your host, Dean Weitzman.
Good morning. Welcome back. I am your host, Dean Weitzman, right here, 100.3 WRNB.
And Classics 1079.
The only place to be on a Saturday morning, folks. Sit back, relax. Actually, get your fingers ready. 215-227-2727, the number for all things legal everywhere. But the number for Court Radio Saturday mornings and the way you get into the show is to call with your questions.
Yeah.
215-227-2727. If you've had that nagging legal issue in your life and you just don't know what the answer is, we probably do. So give us a call. And if you're watching us on YouTube, I appreciate your follow. Tell your friends and family to like and subscribe. And you can post your questions for us to be answered now during the show. So we've got technicians everywhere taking care of your questions, and we're prepared to answer them. Let's see. It has been, first of all, the soupiest of soupy weather in Philly, bro. I come out, I try to deal with it, but it's like a wet rag on your body.
You're talking about the humidity.
Ho, 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 ho. You can't get away from it.
Well, but surely when you have shore homes and beaches and ship boats and...
Well, it's forked humidity at Forked River.
Yeah.
It's really forked up, huh?
Yeah, very much so. I haven't even been there.
really?
Yeah, I've been up this way taking care of some business at the office.
You've been working.
Working.
Oh,
That's it. Yeah.
oh, wow.
Yeah.
There you go. Imagine that.
Yeah, the account was dropping precipitously low.
Oh, that bad?
Yeah.
That you had to pay attention?
Wow.
I figured I better come back and do some work.
Well, I'm pretty sure others will appreciate that, too.
Yeah, I whipped everybody into line at the office.
Really?
Yeah.
It was one of those.
Everybody, I thought I was at Animal House or something. I mean,
Is that bad? They were partying, the boss was away?
oh my Lord. I'm back. We're working. I've gotten a lot of interesting cases that have come in the last week or two, and we're jumping on them, getting representation for our clients at the highest order.
Anything unique?
Anything unique? Yeah,
They're kind of different. Though.
There are, but I
Okay.
can't discuss them.
Okay, absolutely.
Yeah.
Understood.
Yeah, yeah. Some catastrophic losses. Some folks who have lost their lives due to the negligence of others, that's serious business. So I came back to work, and we're taking care of it.
I have to go to the dentist this week.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, the jawbreaker can make a punk out of anybody, and I'm one of them.
I get my dentist is good. I mean, you deal with the little prick of the
First needle?
numbing agent, and after that, and even if you really want to be a baby about it, they take a Q-tip with this gel and they put that on first, so you really don't even feel the first needle, and then you just lay back and relax and let them do their thing.
Why do they always want to have a conversation with you when your mouth is numb and you're dumped up?
Yeah, I don't know. I ignore them.
Smobook.
God bless dentists.
We got some cases to talk about, though, here on Court Radio today. So let's start with the first one. Rittenhouse Square Dental Office, right? Right here in Philly, closed due to unsanitary practices, is set to reopen.
Oh, good for them.
Yeah.
Smiles on the Square.
That's the name of the joint. The Philadelphia Department of Public Health recommended patients, now known as Smiles on the Square, be tested for HIV, hepatitis B, and hepatitis C due to improper sterilization at the practice.
This happened in Rittenhouse Square.
I know, isn't that funny?
Like the highest tax bracketed folks in town.
Yeah. So, according to the reports and court documents, the dentist sometimes used a single-use anesthesia vial and did not replace saline bags until they had been completely emptied out. So I guess she was using them on multiple patients.
Oh, that's just tacky.
Yeah.
That's just Rittenhouse tacky, man.
Especially, you would imagine the prices there are pretty steep.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If you're going to get proper dental care anywhere in this town, it's supposed to be in the wealthiest part of town, right?
So the question that came up from someone who shall remain nameless is, can patients sue even though they have not tested positive for HIV or hepatitis? Can they sue for emotional distress?
Just off the fear.
Yeah.
The possibility.
The answer is emotional injury, psychological injury is compensable. It is a recognized injury. You will need, in all likelihood, in my opinion, to get psychiatric or psychological care. I suppose one could go to court and say, hey, I was feeling anxious. Of course, there's a lot of things in our lives that could make us feel anxious, and I think that a expert is necessary to discern what was caused by the trauma of thinking and having to be tested for these various diseases.
And then there's levels to it as far as how life-altering.
Yeah, I do. Again, if you're maybe, like you got one foot on the banana peel and you got one foot in the psychiatrist's couch, and so you're susceptible to that type of trauma being really more life-altering than it is for somebody healthy and stable, then maybe there is. But again, you would need a psychologist or psychiatrist to put those pieces together. And so if you had that event and you did get treatment, then maybe you could bring a claim. You could definitely bring a claim. Like each time you go, and I don't know how often you'd have to go, but each time you go to get tested for HIV and for hepatitis B and C, there's a cost associated with that. If you're 20, that cost is more than if you're 85, because you're going to be dead soon, right? If you're 85, presumably. Unless what's his name comes up with some sort of battery pack that keeps us going forever.
That's what they're working on.
I know they are, because they're rich like that.
They're testing it. They're testing it on Manuel right now.
No, I wouldn't be the subject matter.
So, the future medical care for testing, oftentimes in cases like this, is something that an attorney will get involved in. And maybe even it's susceptible to a class action. This might be the kind of case where a class action works, because it's a set amount, and then you base it on the amount of years you have, and so everybody can get into a formula that would produce a result that may work for them.
Not a mass tort, even though everybody might have different
Yes.
levels.
Well, they may, but you can do it. It could be arrived at formulaically rather than an analysis of each individual's medical records. It could be based on how many years you have to live, how often the test has to be conducted, etc.
All right, so the difference between mass tort and class action?
Mass tort is you've got a case.
Right.
You've got a case, and that case is on all fours your case. You have to prove the negligence of all the defendants. You have to prove your injuries, and then your case is analyzed, and the value of your case is based on the injuries that you sustained.
Mass tort.
Right.
Got it.
Whereas in a mass tort, you
Class
will
action.
in a mass tort,
okay.
you will, even though you have an individual case, you will be joined for purposes of discovery and whatnot. You will be joined with thousands of other people who have similar cases, but maybe different injuries. They were impacted differently. So instead of taking the expert's deposition to prove your case 1,000 times, we'll take it once and we'll share that with all 1,000 people. Whereas a class action, they come up with a settlement for the class based on the damages, the similar damages everybody sustained. Everybody needs to get a Hep C, Hep B, and HIV test. That's the same across, one didn't sustain a broken leg and the other one a broken arm, or one didn't get lung cancer and the other one got, a tumor that was removed without any incident. This is, everybody's going to kind of be marching to the same drummer for damages, and we can figure out based on your age how much each of you should be getting.
Got it.
All right. So that might be a class action. Maybe. 215-227-2727, the number for all things legal. If you like the analysis that we undertake and the attention to detail that we provide, just imagine what it would be like to be actually represented by our office, My Philly Lawyer.
Wow.
Yeah.
Personal touch.
Yeah. Is there really a price you can pay for that kind of representation? It's hard to put a figure on it, but we managed to do that.
That's why you're back to work.
I got to.
No, that matters to people. Being able to talk to your attorney, reach the office, have someone's voice calm you down. Settle you and your anxieties. I hear people complain about not being able to find their attorney all the time.
I got a call, the call service got a call yesterday morning from a young man in Philadelphia. He had a Pittsburgh telephone number, so I wasn't sure where he was calling from because we handle cases all over the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. But he was in Philly, and he had been involved in an accident, motor vehicle accident with another driver. And he left a message. It was like around 8 a.m. before we opened. At 9:05, I noticed the message because it had come in as an email. I called him at 9:05. I thought he was going to have a heart attack because he recognized who I was, and he was like, "You're calling me?" And I said, "Of course. My other people they're busy right now, and I saw the email and I followed up on it." So
he does it more than a little bit, everybody.
Yeah. So let me see John Morgan give you a call when you call the Morgan & Morgan office. Let me see him give you a call at 9:05 when you called at 8 a.m. If he does, I will create an ad on TV to apologize to John Morgan.
That's right.
If I can get anybody who said that John Morgan himself called him at 9:05 after getting a call at 8 a.m.
That's what he said. Nobody is nobody.
215.
That was bad. I'm sorry, y'all.
Dogs don't call right away either, right?
215-227-2727. Well, first you got to get through the time change because the dog's I believe he's in Arizona. They're an hour or two behind us.
Is that Mountain Pacific?
No, I think it's Pacific.
Is it Pacific time?
Yeah.
Whatever, but I guess it depends on where. But
it ain't Eastern, that's for
By
sure.
the way, while we're on this subject, how do you feel about sticking to standards standard time, the summertime schedule, or do you want to go fall back, spring forward? How do you feel about it?
I really don't care.
Really?
Yeah.
You like more time at night, more sunlight, or you want it to be darker earlier?
I don't care. Even in the winter, in the dead of winter, it's dark at 4 o'clock. So what are you saying? It's going to be dark at 3 o'clock?
No, I'm saying that normally by the time it's 6:30, it gets dark when Halloween comes around. Well, now it'll still be light. Say 7 o'clock, like it is now.
I see what you're saying.
It'll be lighter longer.
I see.
Do you prefer that, or do you prefer that?
Are you sure?
No, it's not going to be lighter
Guys,
longer.
summertime, guys, and
No,
we got
it gets
standard time.
It gets lighter
Later.
earlier.
Fall
Spring
back. Forward.
Right. So instead of when it's 6 o'clock, it becomes 7 o'clock.
It's been getting darker at 7 o'clock.
See how confusing this shit is?
Well,
I mean, you know.
Then the question is, should we just stick to one?
Yeah, I'm okay with
Okay,
that.
there we go.
Yeah. I don't know. Is somebody have an objection to that?
Yes, it's a big argument, and it's in Congress right now.
It's
What should
America.
do?
We argue about everything.
Well, we're the only. I believe we're the only country that does this nonsense.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. Well, listen, if you've got
Because
an
of
opinion.
farmers.
Because of pig
Well, it's for the
farmers?
Because
kids.
of farmers.
It's for the kids. They
No,
don't want-
this is because of farming.
They don't want the kids to go to school when it's still dark.
I see.
So that's why they
That
fall
part.
back.
Yeah.
As opposed to
I think we should do everything possible to make our kids' lives more difficult like that. You know, not like emotionally more difficult. I'm not like beating my kids, but you know, whenever there's a chance to like make them have to work harder and think deeper and deal with life's problems, we come up with solutions to solve them, like changing the clock. We change the clock for kids so that
That's
their
really
life
it.
would be easy.
really
Is that
it.
what you're trying to say?
That's really it.
Okay. Well, I don't believe in changing anything. I think they should deal with life's consequences, and it gets dark, and let them just deal with the dark.
But the scary people are dark. It's scary.
Just a curmudgeon, isn't it? It used to be cool, Dean.
What can I tell you? All right.
We got any calls?
I don't know.
215-227-2727. You remember your college days?
Of course I do.
Let me ask you a question. How early were your first classes?
Well, as a freshman, they were probably the earliest.
Right.
And as you got along in your college career, they got later.
Right. You began to
So,
work
like-
your syllabus and
Yeah.
everything. Right. So let me ask you something. How did you show up to class? What did you wear?
What did I wear?
Yeah.
What I'm wearing now, a T-shirt and jeans.
Did anyone ever show up in pajamas?
Hell no.
Did they show up in slippers,
No.
pajamas,
Or the
or the hats? Yeah.
What is that thing? That the shower cap.
the shower cap? Ever? No, not one classmate
No,
ever.
we would have beat them.
Carly, any classmates ever show up in pajamas? And
Yeah.
that's a pretty normal thing.
Now,
Yeah.
Huh?
people wear like sweatpants to the short.
No, I didn't say sweatpants. I said pajamas.
Pajamas or sweatpants.
No, there's a difference.
Yeah, no. The pajamas are thinner. Like we got
And slippers.
and what
Shower caps.
The shower cap. Come on. Has anybody shown up with a shower cap in class?
Well, it's a bonnet.
Yeah,
That's
like
what it is.
a bonnet. Yeah.
It's a shower cap. What do you mean a bonnet? What's a bonnet?
It's a
Shower
culture.
cap that
It's a
you can
cultural
sleep in.
thing, bro.
That's there's certain cultural things that I can appreciate, but there are some that I look at and go, nah.
So if students were to show up,
and let me tell you something. Sophia, I have caught her wearing the bonnet.
Stop.
Okay.
Stop.
And I'm like, okay.
Sophia.
She's got poker.
What?
She's got poker straight hair, right? Right. And she's wearing the bonnet.
She's not
And-
rolling it up right. That's why she got to wear the bonnet.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. And I'm like, what are you doing? I don't know. I grew up in a beauty shop, so there's certain
That's
things
true,
which
yeah.
I have PTSD for. It's not a cultural. It's not like I'm adverse to a cultural phenomenon. I think I have PTSD from the wigs and bonnets. Okay, so when I see somebody wearing a wig or a bonnet, I go back to being that 5-year-old Dean at the beauty shop, and I can't take it.
At least smell that smell and
Yeah.
At
everything.
least the wig looks like hair.
No, I can't. Because it used to be that I walk into the beauty shop late at night, and they'd have the head there with the wig on it.
yeah.
You know?
The mannequin.
Yeah.
The mannequin, yeah.
And there'd be the wig on there, and I would be like, ooh.
Dean came up. He saw the aluminum foil in the hair and everything, didn't you?
Oh, of course I
yeah,
did.
you saw the foil.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I can't deal with it. No.
All right, so
So if I had to date a woman with a wig, that would be the end of that relationship.
stop.
It would be.
Wig
it would
to
be
the
done.
side.
I'd rather date a woman who's bald. Please. I would rather date a woman who's bald. Wow. Yeah, I can't deal with the wig. It's
No
just me
wigs.
personally. I'm sorry. It's my life's experience.
Understood. Understood. So getting back to if someone you taught at some point.
I taught what?
You taught some classes at colleges, didn't you? Didn't you?
I don't remember
You never
teaching.
taught anything?
I know.
All right,
Well, yes, I did. I taught CPR. I taught CPR and first aid. It was a gig. These kids nowadays, they're doing their thing to make some money. When I was up and coming, I created a company that taught CPR and first aid. I would then go out, solicit other companies to come out to their place and teach 10 people at a time. And I'd bring the mannequin with me.
Look at you.
And I'd be,
You did all of that.
Yeah, all that.
So,
Yeah.
To this day, that stayed with you, of course. If any of us need CPR, you're the guy.
I'll jump on you.
You're the guy. All right.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm just saying, should there be a standard in our higher institutions? Should people come dressed a certain way? It doesn't matter how they sloth into class.
Listen, if you're comfortable with it, I don't know. I don't know. If you want to, ultimately get a job in the real world, I think you should start college is the incubator for you to do the things you need to learn to do to get
Getting
that
up
job.
on time, being organized, dressed,
And dressing
hygienic, and all that stuff.
dressing appropriately. Yeah, like you're not coming into My Philly Lawyer wearing a shower cap.
Nobody can come in wearing a bonnet?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Slippers and pajamas?
Truly, really not.
Was there ever a time you showed up? Maybe.
Truly, really
Okay.
not.
All right.
No.
Y'all hear that out there? Dress appropriately.
Yes. Nowadays, I just did a Zoom hearing.
That's the pandemic.
It's a holdover from the pandemic.
There you go.
Now, it's not in the court of common pleas. I just so happen to be representing somebody on a workers' compensation claim. I'm defending a workers' comp claim. And in that arena, those courts and judges do their hearings by Zoom. And you're supposed to dress professionally for that hearing. So I put on a jacket, a tie, a shirt.
And a pair of shorts.
And my underwear.
Don't stand up.
I object. Never mind.
That has happened, though. There was a viral video like that.
It was a viral.
The guy, he didn't have on any. He had on t-shirts. All he had on, nothing underneath, and he didn't realize
his junk was,
and he didn't realize he was in the camera angle. He was in the view of the camera. He didn't realize it.
Not a good thing.
Not a good thing.
Let's talk to Charles on line 1.
Good morning.
Charles, good morning to Court Radio, sir.
Yes.
You have a real estate issue. Why don't you tell the listeners what's going on in your life?
Oh, boy, it's kind of a long story, but
Keep it
Dr.
short,
Sackett.
young man. Keep it short.
yeah, there's the problem. I'm wondering if I should call you on the side. But what happens is, back in 2010, well, my grandmother left me as the executor. And, of course, she put my brother's name also on the deed, even though she's the executor. But he paid the taxes, which is understandable. So what he did was he waited for about a good 16 years, and he sent a letter to me from his lawyer saying the property and all belongs to him now, and he should be able to take it because he paid the taxes, even though I am the executor, and I never got any rent because I took it in good faith that I would let him live in the house for free. But what happened was it was stopped behind that first letter, I got a lawyer, because of the fact that he had the first lawyer, I showed pictures of, he took the property and put a train track on the property without a permit and went across 4 neighboring properties through right-of-ways and everything else and left the track where people could get hurt with interchanges as far as moving switches around. So if a child or something like that got his finger caught in there, it could be chopped off. So it was automatically, by the first lawyer, it was automatically canceled because of the damage and whatever he had done to the property. So what happens now is he waited another 16 years and saying, now it's been 32 years, I paid the full amount for the property, which was the value of it was like let's say 300,000. So now his lawyer now is saying, oh, definitely you have to give the deed over to him, regardless if you're the executor. The deed goes to him. But as far as him damaging property, as far as putting a track in and riding a train around without a permit, does not matter.
Who? Wait a minute. Slow down there, sir. Slow down. Who has got a real train track and real trains on their property that they dress up with the train uniform and go whoo? That's wild.
I have pictures and all.
You don't watch enough HBO.
This can't be in Philly. This cannot be in Philly.
No, I'm not in Philly. I'm in Montgomery County.
Yeah,
got it.
I'm in Montgomery.
Yeah, Philly.
It's like Pee Wee's Train House.
All right. Well, let me stop you. You were right when you started this conversation and said maybe this is something we need to talk about offline. But I'm just going to I have a few comments. First of all, when you say brother's name is on the deed, that's not enough information. I don't know how to interpret that, because he can be on that deed as tenants, joint tenants, and when grandmom dies, her half of the property goes to her beneficiaries or whoever she designates in her will. If she designates nobody, it would go through intestate. And his half of the property would go to him. Now, if it's tenants with right of survivorship, the second grandmom dies, he becomes the sole owner of the property. In other words, this property, if it's titled properly, would transfer outside of probate. It wouldn't be involved in the will at all. So I would need to see exactly how this property was titled in order to know if it's in the estate or out of the estate. But it sounds like some part of this property might be his, regardless of who she gave the property to in her will.
Yeah.
And so I would need to see the will. I would need to see the deed. And the question that comes to mind, Charles, you sound like a sharp guy. We're dealing with very, relatively expensive properties, $300,000. Why didn't you, the second grandmom died, come calling on an attorney to help you probate this estate? It just makes no sense.
We did get it probated.
And did this property get distributed in probate?
Yes.
Okay.
And of course, because we had to do that when she died. And of course, like I said, the deed and all said that I'm the executor. I handle the taxes and all that. And if anything happens, if I die, he gets it. If he dies after that, or if he dies first, I get it. But if I die first, he get it. But we did probate the property and everything. And like I said, everything was fine until he decided, well, I want to take the property now. So I got a letter from his lawyer.
This is why people shouldn't do that, because brothers and sisters and whatnot, they never get along. They never have the same idea what they want to do with a property. And parents, or in this case, grandparents, really create havoc by doing it the way your grandmother did it. What you do is you say you sell the damn property. Oh, it's a family property. We got to keep it in the family. Hell no. Sell that property the second she hits the ground. Soon as they put the cover over her, you sell that property, you divide the assets, and if you want to go buy a house or even that house, go back and buy that house. But this idea of having a family property is insane, and I just can't get behind it. So, but if you need us to look further into this, you give us a call, or better yet, email Saul Langsam at my office, who handles all this stuff easily. So you just email S Langsam, SLANGSAM at myphillylawyer.com.
Okay, so either way, I have your number so I can call back.
Yes.
Probably Monday. I'm quite. Yeah.
You call back Monday. You ask for Saul, and Saul will be happy to bring you in and dissect this and figure out what's going on and how best to handle it. Charles, have a great Saturday, and thanks for calling Court Radio.
Thank you.
Good luck, Charles.
Folks, we're up against the half hour for our break. I just want to remind our listeners to give us a call at 215-227-2727. There's always callers on the line at the end of the show because you called too late. So call early. We'll get you on the show with your question, 215-227-2727. We'll see you in 2 minutes.
YouTube. What's up, Keenan?
We do have a couple questions. One question, the first question is, if you're a witness in a car accident, can you still have a lawyer represent the witness?
Why in the world would a lawyer
Represent the witness.
Why would the witness need a lawyer for representation?
That's the question.
Yeah. I don't think you need to go to the expense of retaining an attorney as a witness. I don't understand what liability or problems you would have if you're just conveying what it is you saw. Usually depending on whose side your statement favors would be probably the attorney who reaches out to you to be a witness, and they can explain the process to you, and you could handle it that way. But the answer is yes. A witness technically could have their own representation in a matter if they thought they had some exposure or liability or problem that they were trying to protect themselves from.
Okay, next question. Someone said my homeowner's insurance requires a private structure coverage after I told them I have no private structure. Is that legal?
Well, the first question I would have is what does that, if anything, does that add to your premium? Sometimes you get coverage in a homeowner's policy. For instance, they might cover a watch, right? Up to, let's say, $2,000. You may not own a watch. Do they X out the watch coverage because you don't own a watch? No, because that's all packaged up in the lump sum premium that you pay. And I believe that what's it called? A private structure property may be one of those things that they package up into the premium, and they're not really, if they X'd it out, you really wouldn't save anything. Thank you, Tube. We're back. We're live. That was a quick 2 minutes. I'm Dean Weitzman.
Don't take long.
Your host at Court Radio every Saturday morning right here on 100.3 WRNB.
And Classics 1079.
That's where we are on the terrestrial radio dial.
And YouTube feature you all.
Yeah, I was just getting there. And YouTube. Yes.
I didn't mean to
YouTube.
stand on your moment, Dean.
That's quite all right. On the digital display of life, you can find us on our channel. Is it the My Philly Lawyer channel? It is. My Philly Lawyer. What a great law firm that is.
Sure, I've heard.
I am so proud of them. Finest attorneys I know.
Yeah.
And you know quite a few attorneys.
I do. I do. Some of them are even friends.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's good to know.
Yeah. Folks, if you're on the tube and you like what you see, please like and subscribe us so that the algorithms can do their magic and we can get new listeners or viewers.
Dean, if someone walks in your office and says, Dean, I saw you on YouTube. Is there any extra, I don't know, something that may come with it? I heard about you on YouTube. I heard about you on radio, blah, 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 blah.
Wow.
Yeah. I give them their very own picture of me. I sign it.
Yeah. Hey.
Oh, boy. We don't even have an autographed photo of Dean.
That's what I'm saying. Hey.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
I'd rather have one of these, Dean. Can we have one of those?
Yeah. You don't need one of those.
We want to throw stuff.
Just bring me over to the house.
Just bring Dean
Invite
over
me
the
over
house.
for dinner.
Have for dinner.
I'll come over in a suit. I'll come over in that suit.
Okay.
It still fits me.
You still have that suit?
Of course I do.
Dean, that suit's a couple years old, bro.
Maybe a couple decades old. But, you know, when you buy the kind of suits that I buy, they last.
Fifth floor of Boyd's men's store.
Yeah. Joey over there.
There's always a Joey. There's always a Joey.
Yeah. Speaking of Joey's, South Philly. Oh, no, I'm sorry.
Really? Really?
South Jersey, which is the new South Philly. South Jersey mom says her 9-year-old son was left alone on a school bus, found wandering the bus yard after having fallen asleep on his way to summer school. He boarded the bus around 8 a.m. About 2.5 hours later, mom received a phone call from the school district informing her that little Sonny was not in class. What? And she knows she put him on the bus, so of course she was freaked out, and she called the school district, the administration office, and the police, and they found Sonny walking around, 9 years old, the bus yard. And this happened a lot.
I've heard this before.
It should never happen, but it happens. So he didn't really sustain any physical harm, right? Question again is, does the mother have a case of negligence?
On the surface, it's okay, bus driver. You're supposed to check the bus when everyone's got off. Why didn't you? What happened? That's the first thing that comes to mind.
Absolutely.
This is a private bus company, understand, for the district?
Yeah, I believe so.
All right. So there seems to be on the surface some liability.
Well,
It wouldn't even matter if it wasn't a private bus company. You know, one of the nice things about being in the state of New Jersey, and I don't often say anything nice about that state, but I will, they have no immunity statutes for government entities like we do in Pennsylvania.
That is a good thing.
Pennsylvania, if the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania screws up and harms you or your family, you know that the most, and I mean most, you can get out of the Commonwealth is 250 G's. 250,000.
No matter what.
And if, let's just say that like a Commonwealth entity, for instance, like SEPTA, were to crash into a brick wall and 30 people in the bus all perished in that loss, okay? The most that SEPTA has to pay on that loss is $1 million. And that gets divided up amongst all 30 people. That's a hard pill to swallow for some of our clients who have sustained catastrophic losses only to be compensated the maximum of $250 or $1 million for an accident. If there's more than one person, you know, like you would need to have 4 people, you would each get $250. But as soon as you have the 5th person, now you each get $200. And so on and so forth. The pot of money is $1 million max, but the most that any one person can get is $250 if the Commonwealth is negligent. Go across the bridge to New Jersey, same accident, same entity, no limit.
Sky's the limit.
Sky's the limit.
So who capped it over here in Pennsylvania? Is this
Those
is it a legal
dumb
thing?
ass politicians in Harrisburg.
How long has this been a statute? Do you know?
Forever and a day. Yeah. And did
because
they?
Pennsylvania don't change nothing.
Did they build in a clause for inflation? Hell no.
Cost of living increase?
Cost of living, only they get cost of living increases, not us.
How do you join this mob?
You know,
Be on this team.
how's minimum wage in this state?
Yeah.
Don't get me started on that.
I'm just saying.
So anyway,
but
let's get back to our South Jersey
Right.
9-year-old.
So the South Third
Wandering around on the bus.
on the bus. Now, my question to you, because you said that there's definitely some negligence,
Yeah, definitely.
right? Is there damages? You know, was there damages to the child walking around?
Well, the question is, in order to have a claim for negligence, okay, or for damages, you need to have damages.
that's right.
So you can have negligence without damages, and that doesn't get you very far.
That's right.
Now, did the mom, I mean, as a father, okay, I would have freaked out if I put my kid on a bus, expecting them to get off at the other end and being told they weren't on that bus. I would be flipped out for however long it took to figure out that nothing happened, that they're all right. But for that 2 or 3 hours, I would probably be losing my mind. And I might have PTSD every time that my kid left my sight after that. I don't know.
As an adult, you would, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So I think there is a claim here for psychological damages, at least for the mom. But again, we get back to you have to treat. So it isn't enough to quietly sit at home and suffer the consequences of that. You have to go and get some therapy, and you have to make an effort to get better.
I can see where every day you would worry about your child being lost again after that happens. I can get that.
But with therapy, you could work through that.
Sure.
So I again, yes, I do believe there would be a claim for mom in this instance, but I also believe that she would need to seek the proper therapeutic modalities, document her injury, and then we can ascertain the value. Getting back to, clients calling on day one saying, what's the value of my case? I don't know. Is she going to be in therapy for 3 months and learn techniques to deal with it and get beyond it? Or will she be suffering with this for the next 6 years or the rest of her life? And obviously, the more you suffer, the greater the value of your claim. So, we would have to look into that. But that was an interesting case from South Jersey. And now we move on to Georgia.
Georgia?
Georgia, the whole world. Sorry. Such an old. Oh, never mind. I'm sorry.
All right. You got it out of your system now?
I'll be all right.
All right. Georgia, woman had unnecessary hysterectomy after a lab mixed up and had diagnosed her with a cancer. It was an aggressive cancer. They weren't playing around. And they went in and removed everything. And there was a misdiagnosis, allegedly a misdiagnosis by the lab. And question, does she have a case? Of course she does. What's the value of her case? Well, she happens to be 42, and she's had all the children she intends to have.
Maybe,
yeah.
I'm making a fact, okay?
Okay.
If that's the case, the value of that case is less than if she were a 22-year-old woman who has never yet gotten married and is planning to have her forever family and can't. And so, again, damages.
Psychological, among other things. I'd never trust a physician again.
Yeah, that it was a lab, but yeah.
Well, still.
Well, I mean, a lab that...
And you know what? What if that lab weren't in Georgia, but and this is common nowadays, doctors will get labs in other countries to do their lab work. So, and it's more common with orthopedics because you can just throw a film up on a computer anywhere in the world and read that film. You're not touching the patient. In this case, these are cells, and the cells are examined under a microscope, and I guess that can be done anywhere in the world. So, what if the lab were in India? And it was an Indian lab that maybe took 2 slides, switched them around, and one woman who doesn't have cancer is told she does, and a woman who does have cancer is told she doesn't. That's a big problem.
But I would still put that on the local doctors.
You would, huh?
The lab.
I would.
Okay. So if you were on the jury, you'd find the doctors who relied upon the labs negligent for their negligent reliance.
Yes. Hold on, let me do it.
Yeah, what?
Correct.
Okay, I'm not sure if I'm not sure if a doctor would be negligent for relying upon a lab for the results, because a doctor who is not a radiologist, not a whatever it is, that a pathologist,
Well, surely he
whatever
has-
the doctor is who specializes in reading that slide or that film or that whatever, he's relying upon somebody else to do that work, and that's a part of what he needs to rely upon.
It's common
Yeah.
for the case.
She just can't help herself today, folks.
I'm waiting. Here it comes.
There it is.
Here it comes.
Producer.
Hi, but the doctor should have asked for the test to be ran again. Like, I just went to the doctor, and the doctor reran my most basic labs a second time. So something of this nature, shouldn't the doctor have said, run it again?
Wow. So now you're beginning to get the doctor's actions brought under the microscope of the law, the legal microscope. Yes, perhaps one could argue, and maybe it would be standard practice. If you're diagnosed with this type of cancer, we're going to run it a second time just to make sure, because we're about to do something which is pretty drastic. Yep, could be. So now you got the doctor involved, but still that lab. Should labs be required, especially foreign labs? Should we have a law that requires them to, A, have a registered agent in any state that they conduct lab work, B, have sufficient insurance from a recognized insurance company and broker in the United States? Because that's how our system works, and it doesn't work like that in all parts of the world. But should, like the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, say that if ABC Lab in Bombay, India, is Bombay?
Bombay.
Yeah.
Bombay's.
Okay. If Bombay, India has a lab that is providing results to Pennsylvania doctors, you must have a registered agent in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, and 2, you must have, $10 million worth of insurance with a recognized insurance company in the United States. I do, because what happens is if you offsite that to Bombay, there's all kinds of difficulties in trying just to file the lawsuit and get them served. You've got to go through like the Geneva Convention, and that's no joke. You've got to go through the Hague in wherever the Hague is.
That's Russia, isn't it?
No.
No, it's Eastern Europe. Where's the Hague? No, the Hague is it's a well-known court for
Austria.
Is it Austria?
I think.
I knew it was European. I did know
Yeah,
that.
somewhere over there.
It's a serious court, though.
Yeah. And so, and it's not easy to make your way through that process. But, so my point is, it shortcuts everything. If you require a company that is a foreign national company that does business in Pennsylvania, it has to be registered here so that you can serve them here, and they have to have insurance here, and it has to be a certain level of insurance so that we're all protected from them, from their negligence. Then I think I'm okay with that, because then at least they can be held accountable. 215-227-2727. Let's talk to Ronnie on line 2.
Morning, Ronnie. Ronnie?
Guess
Ronnie, are you there?
I guess she's not that much of a friend to stay on the line.
Oh, well. At least we didn't get the...
I haven't gotten that in a long time.
Yeah.
Well, I try to avoid that as much
Folks,
as possible.
we're going to take a quick 2-minute break. While we're on break, if you've got any legal issues, 215-227-2727 is the number you need to call right now. And Ronnie, if you're out there, come on back. We'll see you in 2 minutes, folks.
Carl, you see this Nolan Wells question?
Yes.
That's just to ruin her character, because they know those kids are guilty. Somebody's guilty.
Yeah.
That's what that's about.
So on YouTube, somebody said, can Nolan Wells' mother lose her nursing license due to an anonymous complaint, and they won't give out the person's name?
No, I do not believe. I mean, there are attorneys that specialize in nursing licensing process, because there's a whole procedure that has to be undertaken, whether for an attorney, a doctor, a nurse, a complaint has to be filed. There has to be due process and a hearing. You have an opportunity to testify and present evidence. I mean, this is a big deal. It doesn't just, somebody doesn't get to make a complaint and your license just gets ripped up. That's ridiculous. So there would be a hearing. There would be a process. The nurse would be entitled to representation in that process. And so I believe that the witness would have to come forward, or there'd have to be evidence independent of the witness's testimony that supports the allegations made.
And this is a case, it's just about the accusation itself is supposed to be damaging. Like I said, they're trying to castigate and vilify this woman's character publicly because they know they got something to hide. Why else attack her? Her son has been murdered.
Right. And then somebody also mentioned about the boy left on the bus, that the boy was actually autistic.
Autistic, yeah.
So, like, does that change anything? Like,
I think yes, no. I think it needs to be
Well,
there's
there's probably a higher standard for the bus operator to do a thorough and complete search of the bus before he leaves. I mean, I would think the bus driver should lock the front door and then begin to walk to the back, seat by seat, until he gets to the back door, and then leave through the back door.
The back door on a school bus?
Yeah.
like the
That emergency door?
Yes.
Yeah, well,
off and don't go off. Like, the bus is off.
it's a bus operator. He knows how to deal with that. Good morning and welcome back. I am your host, Dean Weitzman, right here on 100.3 WRNB.
And Classics 107.9.
Every Saturday morning, you'll see us here if you're watching YouTube. You'll hear us here if you're listening on the radio. And you'll be able to pick us up all week long if you miss the show on myphillylawyer.com. Or, nowadays, all you have to do is go to YouTube and, you just Google, you just put a My Philly Lawyer or Court Radio into the search term, and bada bing, bada boom, you get all the episodes going back to infinity.
And there's a lot of good advice.
Good stuff.
A lot of good advice in those episodes.
$250 million worth of free legal information.
There you go.
Dean, in most areas, August is always a slow month.
It is.
Is it slow in your business?
Well, it's not slow in my business on acquiring new cases. Folks are getting injured out there, unfortunately, every day. And summertime, there's a lot of car accidents because people drive a lot more and further distances. People are visiting the state. They don't know the roadways like we know the roadways. And so these out-of-towners are causing accidents and whatnot. But it does definitely slow with the resolution of cases. Lawyers are away, adjusters with the insurance companies are on vacation, judges are away, so you don't really get to try any cases in August. It's rare. So everybody, and because the jury pool, the jurors are away
Everybody's
on vacation.
Away,
Yeah. So it definitely the resolution of claims slows down in August, but not the acquisition of cases, unfortunately.
Are there any accidents specifically unique to summer or the time of year? Does it matter?
Of course.
Yeah.
Some of the most tragic. I mean, summertime is when we see drownings in pools. Because improper lifeguarding, failure to provide a lifeguard. Folks have little pools in their backyard, and they don't guard those pools. Then
Or the front yard.
Yeah, they don't have the proper fencing around the yard. I mean, you name it. And an infant can die in a few inches of water.
Well, this is true. We've heard that, yeah.
So yeah, you see those types. You see, swing set injuries, recreational equipment injuries, boating accident injuries.
That makes sense.
So yeah, there's all kinds of injuries. In fact, there's been, I think, at least 2, if not more, deaths on the Barnegat Bay right outside of my house.
With drownings or something?
No,
boating
Boating
accidents.
drunk. This is the way it happens. You're drunk, you're operating a boat at high speed, and you crash into something. You don't have seat belts on a boat, and you go flying. And so these folks hit actually the buoys,
Oh, really?
the giant buoys in the Barnegat Bay at high speed. Somebody flew out of the boat, crashes into the buoy, breaks their neck, and dies. You know, that's the way it happens, and it's sad, and it's avoidable.
The ocean is bays are so big. To hit a buoy, come on. All that space out there.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yep.
Sorry to hear that.
So that's what's going on. Yes, there's lots of cases. Yes, there are cases unique to summertime, and we've been dealing with them.
Summertime.
I wish that I could really help people to be safer in all of their daily activities, and people just don't really think about the consequences enough about how we behave. And we all behave silly sometimes. And by the way, how's things going with your scooter?
Fine. About to get another one if I can.
Yeah.
Wow. Just gonna have.
What happens is
He's gonna have a fleet of scooters.
no, not a fleet.
The inevitable upgrade.
But while we're talking about this, there's an uptick in those accidents.
Yes, absolutely.
A lot have to do with riding, but some have to do with these batteries. Certain scooters are not the best when it comes to safety. And
You mean exploding batteries?
Exploding batteries, still, that's an issue. Some scooters overheat. They're all. I'm learning a lot about this culture, but so far so good. Yeah, it's good. But we keep hearing about more accidents: e-bikes, e-scooters.
Do you wear a helmet?
All the time.
Good.
You're right, but everyone doesn't. Especially if you're someone who thinks I'm just going to go blah
You wear
blah
gloves?
blah all the time. And what's
Elbow
the name?
pads?
The elbow pads and the knee pads.
I got to see this.
Yeah.
I got to see him coming down the street.
When I get this next one, you won't see the pads, but you will see, I guess, a racing suit, sort of, with the right helmet and the leather.
Wow.
The next scooter I get will go at least 50 to 55 miles
skin-tight
an hour.
leather,
Not skin
red,
tight.
red,
Not
red
skin tight.
leather suit.
What guys in NASCAR wear?
like he's coming from training camp.
You laugh, but I'm just telling you, this thing is growing. And but thanks for asking. Yes, and because of you, every time I look at that helmet, I make sure I put it on.
That's right.
I'm telling you, I know folks, and this is not just me telling stories. I know people who have died in motorcycle accidents at like 10 miles an hour because they fell off awkwardly, hit their head on the concrete or cement or asphalt, and sustained a life-ending head injury, and that's all it took.
I believe it. I'll say to anyone that's about to pick up this sport and this culture, wear a helmet. You are going to fall when you first start out. If you've never done scootering and everything, you're going to fall. We all do.
Now, here's a question, and we don't have much time. But let's say you are in an accident and you don't have a helmet, okay? If you had a helmet, you would have sustained less damage. But being that you didn't have a helmet, you did sustain more damage.
That is the prototypical seat belt defense. You're driving in a car, you sustain an injury, you're not wearing your seat belt. Do you have a case? And the answer is yes. The defendants in Pennsylvania have the obligation to prove that your injuries were made worse, exacerbated by the fact that you were not wearing a seatbelt. It's not presumed, but if they were to get a biomechanical engineer or doctor, whatever, that says, yes, that injury, his injury would have been lessened had he worn a seatbelt. He would not have died, or he would not have had that broken bone. Then that is a defense to that claim.
Okay.
And so, for your own safety, wear a seatbelt. And for the ease of my trying this case, wear a seatbelt.
You're right.
Everybody wear a seatbelt.
Yes.
Hold
folks,
on. The
we're out
answer
of
is
time.
no, Keenan. I did not drive the Lamborghini.
Yeah.
Everybody's been asking me.
I'm gonna let you go out and drive it today. We're out of time. We'll see you next Saturday, same time, same place. Thanks for being a part of the show. Have a great week. Today I'm going to film you, and you'll jump in the car. You'll drive off, and I'll be like, "Bye, Manuel."
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Good luck.
And then Dean jumps on the scooter.
I'd pay to see that.
Listen, I've been riding motorcycles since you were a little pup.
You rode motorcycles?
30 years.
What was the last bike you had?
In my garage,
What's
a
he got?
Ducati.
You got a Ducati?
Yes.
What size engine?
I woke up in my new
1100 cc.
It's a damn good bike.
Oh yeah.
How long have you had that?
2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How often do you ride, though?
Not often enough.
Never?
I'm going to ride it this fall with you on, the scooter, and then me on the motorcycle. Both of us in our leathers.
Sounds like a Progressive commercial. I can see it.
Both of us in our leathers.
The leather like Hall.
And we're going to be going to find us an ambulance. Yeah, you in the scooter, me in a motorcycle.
Have you been getting any e-bike or e-scooter cases yet?
Of course.
You
Yes,
have?
Yes.
The negligence falls
I
on
mean,
who?
it's a bike case. An e-bike is a bike case. I have
I'm seeing guys on these e-bikes do things on bikes. These guys.
But you know what? As soon as I got that e-bike case, and this was only like last week, the adjuster called and said, we want proof that the e-bike doesn't go greater than 28 miles an hour and that it has pedals. Because if it doesn't have pedals and can exceed 28 miles an hour, then it needs to be registered. It's a motor vehicle, and you need to have insurance on it.
Let me tell you what I learned about this business. That when they do these tests on these e-bikes and scooters, and they tell you what it goes this fast, they find the smallest person, least amount of weight, do a wind test with no wind or anything, and says, see, this can go this fast. But in actuality, somebody my size, your size, you're not going to go that fast on that bike.
Understood. Yeah. But my point is that if you do own a vehicle which does not have pedals, looks more like a scooter than a bicycle, and it can exceed 28 miles an hour, but it's purely electric, that vehicle needs to be registered and insured under the same rules as any other motor vehicle in Pennsylvania.
I can see that. It makes sense.
Whereas if you're on an e-bike that has pedals, that you propel yourself, but it has a motor that can propel you independently up to 28 miles, but not greater than, it's a bicycle. And if you're involved in an accident, your homeowner's insurance will pay for your negligence as the bike operator. But if you're involved in an accident with a motor vehicle and the motor vehicle's at fault, their motor vehicle insurance will pay your medical expenses under their PIP coverage, and you're entitled to all the benefits of a pedestrian or bicyclist.
I think the day is coming, these things are going to have to be registered, all of them, just like your automobile.
Nah.
You don't think so?
Nah.
I've got scooters that go 50 miles an hour, easily, 55.
With pedals or without?
Without, all without.
Then they do need to be registered right now as a motor vehicle.
I agree.
You cannot, if you operate that without a license plate, then you're illegal.
So you're saying these folks, these operators need to have a license of sorts to operate?
A license plate.
But the registration, but should they be licensed?
A driver's license.
So they got to be licensed to operate a scooter, you're saying that?
A driver's license. A motor vehicle license. A driver's license. Yes, they need to have that.
It's like a motorcyclist.
Exactly.
Don't you need a license to operate like a golf cart even?
No. Not if it's all electric.
Property.
Right? And it goes under 28 miles an hour.
And they don't go that fast.
But
they don't.
You're at like the beach towns, and it's like where they have like no cars.
Then yes, it exceeds 28 miles an hour. It probably has an engine, a gas engine, and yeah, it's a motor vehicle. It needs to be registered.
Okay.
I see that coming. It's got to. There's going to be more standards and everything. This thing is getting big.
Probably you're right.
Yeah.
Probably you're right.
It's got to.
But it's nuanced, and I guess the point I want to make, because I can't describe for you every single, detail on how this works. if you've been involved in an accident on a bicycle, on an e-bike, you may be entitled to benefits that you're not aware of, and you need to call me. That's it. That's the bottom line. You may be entitled to certain benefits that you're not aware of from the at-fault driver's vehicles policy. Even if you're at fault as the e-bicyclist, but you sustain injury, while you may not be entitled to pain and suffering, you would be entitled to your medical expenses being paid.
Well, where you are, and then King of Pressure knows it, I don't know that you have as many e-bike deliveries as, say, the city.
No, we have none.
None. Do you see e-bikes out there?
Yeah, my kids.
That's about it. But
Yeah.
you don't see a lot. You don't see a lot of adults riding these things in suburban areas.
No, those are the adults I see in my area are wearing those goofy shirts with everybody's name on it, like like they're sponsored by, and they're wearing them silk panties. And they're
Wait, what? Where?
you know
Huh?
what a racing bicyclist wears.
Oh.
That's what. And there's
Bicycles. I did the panty thing flew me for a second.
You know
What's going on in King of Pressure?
those bicyclists are dressed so funny, like they're sponsored by Tag Hour, and
Well, that's that. You won't find it in the city. That's not the gear folks are wearing.
Okay.
I'm sorry, it's a little bit different.
You'll find that outfit in Manny.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit. The mountains, the hills.
Those
Yeah.
silly little bicycles.
You know,
Before we go, we have one last question.
Damn, boys and girls on YouTube, what is up today?
The last thing your YouTube friends want to know: do you have any American-made motor vehicles?
yes.
No,
Wait a minute. Don't you have the? Oh, that's not American.
not currently, but have I? Yes, I have had a Corvette, a ZR1 Corvette, 2016, I believe, was the last American car that I've owned.
Now you know you're going to get flack from this.
Oh, please.
You're un-American, Dean.
Listen, I
Put a Jeep Wrangler in that garage.
I do kind of lust. I do kind of lust after the Cadillac Black V.
Oh, the Blackwing.
Blackwing.
That's what Jalen has. I love that car.
I kind of do like that. I kind of do like the what's the big
Escalade.
Escalade.
Yeah.
I kind of like that. So there are probably cars, American cars, that I could get behind. But I am not one to get behind American merely because it's American. You have to earn the right to be in my garage.
Oh, boy. Okay. Red hats writing letters as we speak.
Yeah, well, whatever. But,
What's your favorite car,
I've
dude?
been looking at another American car, and then I'm going to get off this rant, that I am lusting after is the Mustang GT 350 with the Voodoo engine. They made it from I don't know. They stopped making it, I think, in 22. And I'm going to get one of those. Okay, I'm looking at low mileage versions of those.
Why? If it's been discontinued?
Because it's that cool of a car and engine.
Okay.
It is awesome. So you can see that I do my research. I do know what is good in America, but just don't feed me shit and tell me it's caviar. There you go.
And with that note,
Goodbye, YouTube. See you next week, brothers and sisters.
I want to see a picture of the motorcycle now.